I'll say that we came out flat and slow. Sometimes that happens on a 3-day block. But very, very difficult to do in the NHL is to have a first period like that and then find a way to dig yourselves out. I mean, I thought we were good even going down 2-0. It didn't trigger then. We were good from the start of the second period pretty much on. They were better early in the third, and then we got back at it. So good on them. We got back to playing. Well, we just played a heck of a lot harder. We just weren't going, weren't skating, weren't doing much of anything in the first, and then we got to our game.
That third line, Lombard and Cousin, regardless of who was on the wing, it seemed like they were buzzing more or less all night. What did you see from that group and to see them get rewarded?
Well, they could sense what wasn't there for us, and they got on the body first, right? They were the first guys to get in there and get after it a little bit, and that, I think, got the bench moving in the right direction. So they were good all night.
And Anton Lundell, just looking at the advanced numbers, he had a great game, and you bumped him up to the second line.
Yeah.
Did you like what you saw from him?
Yeah, I did. I think that some of it was a matchup thing that I didn't like in the first 10 minutes. We moved that one real quick. It's been kind of on my mind that Lundy could get into that hole. And I liked Lusty better with the other two. And they were good. So it worked for both lines a little bit. It's a different style of game that they play. But he was better tonight.
And on the flip side, the top line seemed to struggle. Was that more of a matchup thing, or what did you see exactly?
No, I think that Barkey has been sick, and he was just okay tonight. And then the center, for the most part, drives the line a lot of nights. So he wasn't at his best, but they found a way to at least hold even. Like some nights it's not going to be about you. It's about the other lines. And certainly Sam Reinhart, it's been about him for the first 7 games. I mean, he's been dominant and scored, half our team's goals, I guess, is close to it. So they don't need to do that for us every night. They were okay. The other line they played against, they changed the matchup that they played against early on in the game, and it's a heavier matchup, and I knew they weren't going to get much there, but that's okay. That's their job. Tonight, their job was to do no harm.
You guys go 3-1 to start the season at home. How
important
is it to set a tone?
Yeah, you've got to feel good at home. You do, right? Because our travel is different than most other teams' travel with the amount of miles that we put on an airplane. The road can be a real grind for us. Home has to be a good place, and a big chunk of that is just mentally believing that you're a good home team.
And you're getting those results without a lot of big pieces.
Yeah, you know what? And I'm checking myself too, because I was some kind of growly after the first period, and we do have to scratch and claw for a little bit. A lot of the things that we're challenged with right now in terms of how we move the puck isn't really an execution thing. We got a lot of defensemen jammed on the left side. We can't do some things because of it, but they played hard. I think the back end was pretty honest tonight. They were doing what they could with the situations that they were in. So we are. I'm talking to myself more than I'm talking to you guys. You got to relax a little bit. I got to relax a little bit and realize that we are in, fight as hard as we can. But you've seen it before. If you play to wait for guys to come back, that's a fool's game, because you may not be healthy when they come back. So you've got to do your best. I mean, we ran into the playoffs with the same kind of concept. We had lots of guys hurt, lots of guys out, but you got to find ways to win games.
That third period, you guys didn't have a whole lot of scoring opportunities, but you get the one off the glass.
Yeah, we scored on the least of our chances tonight, right? We couldn't hit an empty net twice. He made 2 or 3 saves. We hit a post. The offside was tight. It was a hell of a shot. So all of our good chances didn't go, so we got a break. I think we kind of earned it.
I mean, for a guy that had so many scoring chances to start the year, I mean, how important is it for Matthew Tkachuk to finally get his first goal today?
Yeah, I think, it is, right? But almost least of all him, because he understands his game. I mean, he had a point-a-game assist, which isn't his normal rate. But he knew he had, I think, 15 shot attempts the night prior. It's there. It's coming, right? I think that there's some chemistry on the line. I think he's so used to playing with Sam Bennett that it takes those guys a little while. But that tip is how he scores so many of his goals. It was good that he got back to feeling good about that.
Was that another earned it goal? Because it seemed like he was even surprised that pass, that shot, or whatever.
It's the shot, but I mean, it was a great shot through but it's all Lundell and where he's standing. So I think their goaltender made 7 glove saves in the first period, and that's a tell. If the goalie's grabbing him and he can see it, then you don't have anybody anywhere near the front of the net, and we didn't have anybody near the front of the net. But when you go back and look at that, Lundell is in behind it, and he's right in front of the goalie, so he doesn't get his glove on it.
He almost hits it.
On the other side, your goaltender, another excellent game.
Really good. He had work early and had important work late, and then it was pretty quiet for him. And those are the hardest games for those guys, right? To be able to keep your focus where they have 3 shots on goal. They missed some, but they had 3 shots on goal in the second. That's tough. Stop the breakaway to save the win.
I wanted to ask you about Nico Mikkola. I know we spoke about him
Yeah.
this week, but 7 shots on goal tonight.
7, I think he had 11 attempts.
Yeah.
And he, yeah, I mean, that's not part of the game that we signed him for, you know what I mean? But good on him. He's getting it to the net. You can score in this league or you can generate from the top, but you got to have somebody net front. So all we're asking those guys in the blue line is to get the puck by the first layer, get it toward the net. But early on, we didn't give those shots a level of importance enough to get to the front of the net. So good for him. He didn't get the disillusioned with shooting the puck. He kept going.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Okay,
Coach.
thanks.